All right, I recently posted a video on this particular Baofeng HT. It's a nice little handheld GMRS radio. Got a few views on that video, and one of the questions I got from that video was, can you use privacy tones in simplex mode? So just to backtrack a little bit on what we're talking about, simplex mode is when you're going from radio to radio without a repeater. So the transmit and the receive are on the same frequency. That's simplex in a nutshell. Typically, you would have tones on a repeater channel, and that's to let the repeater know that you're an authorized user, and also you'll have a particular tone for transmitting and sometimes the same code, but sometimes a different code for the receive. So what we're talking about today is not anything to do with the repeater side, but just radio to radio simplex. So there's two ways to do it. You can hand jam that setting into the front face, or you can hook it up to a computer, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this particular little cable to program it. That's what it looks like on the connector, and it goes in to the side of this radio right here. So let's switch over to an angle where you can see the computer that's right here, and we'll show what that looks like. Okay, so now what we're doing this on is an actual baofeng radio. You can see right there, this is the baofeng radio. But the software we're going to use is actually Radioddity software. Now, a lot of these radios are actually made in China and have multiple brands on them, and the guts are the same on the inside. So this radio is actually programmable with this free software from Radioddity. So when you download it off their webpage, you want to get the one for the GM30. And this is what it looks like before it's unpacked. This is a Mac right here, but it also can run Windows with a program called Boot Camp, which comes with the Mac. So I'm actually running Windows on a Mac. So if you have a Mac, that's fine. If you have a Windows machine, that's fine as well. Just go out there, download this. Unfortunately, Chirp Next for the Mac will not read this radio yet. So I'm going to be using this software to read the radio. So we're going to open it up. Hopefully we can see this okay. So just to make sure it's working, you want to do a read from radio. Let me see if I can get this in the frame so you can see it light up. So I'm going to hit OK to that. And I don't know if you see the radio display, but it lit up as soon as I started. So it's reading the channel information off the radio. So at this point, we know the computer is communicating with the radio. So ultimately, our goal today is we're going to be looking at privacy tones on the simplex channels. Okay, so let me go over to channel edit here on the left. And now I know this radio has quite a few programmable channels. So typically you would pick a channel that's not in the ones that are the main channels that come pre-programmed. But for the sake of this video, I wanted to do it on one of the ones that came pre-programmed, because not all radios have those extra channels. So I just wanted to show it can be done. This is actually something you can do across brands. Most of them will do that. So if you'll notice here, CT, CSS, and CD, CSS, decode, encode, these it's set for none. And that's how these channels are. So I could take this radio and communicate on channel 1 to another brand of GMRS radio on channel 1, and it should talk just fine, unless it comes pre-programmed with a privacy code. And there are some brands that do that, and I hate that they would do that, because most people don't get into the weeds of programming these things. They want it to work right out of the box, and it will only work with their brand of radio if it's set like that. So kind of a slimy way to send them out the door. These radios are set with no codes out of the box. So what we're going to do is I have chosen channel 15, and I have put a label on it, so when I go to that channel. It's the friend label on that channel, so I can talk to my friends and family with this code on it. Now if you'll look, here's the code. I've got the same one on the encode and decode. But you could pick anything you want. If you go to this drop down, you could pick this code or that code. And basically what this is, it doesn't give you privacy in the sense that other people can't hear you talking. It's the reverse. It's like a squelch for people not in your group. And I turn this on when I want to talk to family, when we're out on hikes or whatever. We don't want to hear other people talking on that same channel. So essentially, I'll just hear the other radio that's programmed just like it. I got a pair of these. And yeah, that's all you have to do. You have to just put a code on that particular channel. So let's go out and let's look at this on the radio now. I've actually already done it. So channel 15 has that label and this privacy code on it now. So we'll go ahead and turn the radio off, unplug it.
Welcome.
I'm going to turn that one on. Okay.
Okay, because I got on the bridge.
I got other folks talking. It's a pretty active area. Now, that's channel 17. Let me go down to 15 where I programmed this thing at.
15.
So you'll notice right away the label on the top says friend. That way I know that's the one that is, let me focus this camera, sorry. That is the one that is programmed with the privacy tones on it. So I'll go down to this other one and get it down to channel 15 as well.
15.
So I've got two of them, both on that thing. Let me put a little distance between them and test it. Test, test, test. All right, so that works. This is on simplex. We're not going through a repeater. And I have got it where when we're talking, it's just myself and the other radio talking amongst ourselves and we don't hear anything else. Now that's not to say someone couldn't scan for that code and find it. It's really easy to do. But it's not something typically that's going to happen quickly, or I've never had anybody do that just to break into our conversation and talk to us. But that option is there. So I just wanted to put that out there to answer the question of the gentleman who posted, can you put privacy tones on a simplex channel? And short answer, yes you can. All right, you can, and just to reiterate, you can also plug that in on the keypad. You don't have to have a computer or this little cable or programming software to do that. You just have to manually flip through the codes till you find one you want, make sure they match, and off you go. All right, I'll wrap this video up here. Till next time.